Okay, we are still on Unit 7 and 8 test review. Starting number 16, on the graph, draw the translation of polygon ABCD, 8 units to the right and 4 units up. Label the image A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, E prime. What I would do here is I literally would just take each point and move it 8 units to the right and 4 units up, and then relabel. So here we're going to start at A, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be A prime. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be B prime. C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's D prime. And then E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll be E prime. And then you just redraw. It's hard to do with this pen, but it should look about the same. Mine doesn't look real good, but it's just my pen. Should not have changed the figure any. It should be congruent. All you did was slide it 8 units to the right and 4 units up. If at some point you needed to write what your coordinates were of your prime, then you would just go. A is at -2, 1. B prime is at 5, -2. C prime is at 2, -2. D prime is at 2, -3. And E prime is at -2, -3. Okay. Number 17 says the table shows the coordinates of triangle HKL. Fill in the table of H prime, K prime, L prime after reflection over the x-axis. So I know if I'm going over the x-axis that x stays the same and I change the sign of y. X opposite of y. So that means H prime is going to be at -2, -3. K prime, x stays the same, so 4, I change the sign of the y, -2. And L prime, x stays the same, so 3, and I change the sign of -2 to +2. That's it. Number 18, the set of coordinates will provide the vertices. What set of coordinates will provide the vertices for the translation of triangle XYZ 2 units to the left? So that means that I need to write down what, I can do this one of 2 ways. I can either write what my coordinates are for X, Y, and Z, or I literally could just go move 2 units to the left and know that Y prime now would be at 2, 4. If I moved X 2 units to the left, that's going to be at -3, 1. And if I move Z 2 units to the left, 1, 2, it's going to be on the Y axis at 0, -2. And then I could just go find those. So A is out. B is out. C, -3, 1, 2, 4, and 0, -2. Looks like it. -3, 1, it's not, that one's wrong. So D is out. Okay, I also could have said X was at -1, 1, and then I could have gone 2 units to the left, so I could have subtracted 2 from here, which is what's going to give me my -3 right there. Okay, so whichever way is easier for you. Number 19 says, write an equation in y equals mx plus b for the following table. So the first thing I know I have to do is I have to go find my slope and my y-intercept. So remember, my slope is going to be change in y over change in x. So this is saying, how do I get from 14 to 4? I subtract 10. And how do I get from negative 4 to 3? To 1, I add 5. So if I put negative 10 over 5, that would simplify down to negative 2. Okay? I could try it again here and say from 4 to 6 is 2. From 1 to 0 is minus 1. And even if I put negative 2, that was a positive 2, over negative 1, I would get negative 2. So my slope is negative 2. Remember, your y-intercept is where your x equals 0. So this right here would be your y-intercept at 6. So now if I go write my equation, remember it says I'm writing it in mx plus b. So I'm just plugging that negative 2 in for m and that 6 in for b. So it should say y equals negative 2x plus 6. Number 20 says write an equation from the table. Remember, your equation needs to be y equals mx plus b. So again, we need to find our slope and our y-intercept. So slope is change in y over change in x. So I am going from 1.5 to 2 by adding 0.5. I'm going from 2 to 4 by adding 2. So if I put 0.5 over 2, and then I went to my calculator and did that, it's going to tell me 0.25, or I know that is 1/4. So I could either use 0.25 or 1/4. My b, I need to back up my table. So if I back up 2 here, I'm going to end up at 0, which is where I want x to be. So I want to back up 0.5 here, which is going to be 1. So my b is 1. So now my equation is just y equals, my m was 1/4, x plus 1. Number 21 says use the graph below comparing times and distance for the car trips. So if I do that, it says estimate the distance traveled after 9 hours. 9 hours is not, there's not any points plotted at 9 hours. So I have to go put in a line of fit. And I'm going to just try to make this as even as possible. I might have got a little bit up. If I go from 9 here, though, and look, it's about 400 because it says to estimate. So about 400 miles. Okay, and then 22 says look at the following scatter plots and determine the type of correlation between the data sets. Indicate if it's positive, negative, or no correlation. If they're generally going in an upward direction, this is going to be positive. If they're just scattered all over the place, there is no correlation. And if it's generally going in a downward direction, this is going to be negative.